Hello, I'm Tina Ham. Welcome to another Tech Talk Tuesday. Thanks for joining me. I'm at the College of Charleston, and with me today is Stephanie Allwater, and she is with New Student Programs, and she actually worked using Microsoft Teams live events, and that's what we're going to talk about today. So thanks for joining me, Stephanie, and thank you for watching. Stephanie, I know there's a lot of behind the scenes setup with a Microsoft Teams live event, but it's like it's a meeting only stronger. It's like a webinar only better. And so I know you've used it in the past with new student orientations and things. How about if you give us a little heads up on how you think it how user friendly it is, or what you felt about it?
Well, thanks so much, Tina. Yeah, we did use it last summer when we took our orientation and had this as a tool to use. I would say, yeah, there is some setup. There's a wonderful group of IT guys that always want to be at least know about all the meetings in case they need to step in and figure anything out tech-wise. We really never had a problem. So I think in the end, it was just Jeff who got to hear us a lot of times. And even then, Jeff was just like, okay, text me if something goes, haywire, which it really didn't once we got things figured out. You do need to know who's going to be involved in your meeting, and you need to make sure that you know what email they're going to log in under. Now, you may be like, like what's that about? But what we're talking about is like speakers. So maybe, and we had that with some of the contractors, like ARA, the Airmark, they were doing the business of CFC one, and they were logging in under their Airmark login instead of their CFC one. And once the meeting starts, you can't add anyone else in as a presenter. So that was a little bit of a lesson learned. We just got them in. We figured it got some things done last minute, or they actually logged back out of the way they were trying to and did it through their Airmark one. And so that was, there's definitely some things on the setup, and we learned and everyone worked with it. One of the reasons that we were really strong in using Teams last year was because at that time there was a lot of Zoom bombing and more issues with Zoom things. And this wasn't something that we could we wanted this to be a public way that people could log in. I didn't want to have to be like, well, we'll email you the passcode later, or, and these are families. We did it with a lot of families. So we couldn't say only log in with your authorized CFC email address. They don't have one. So if you are doing any events where it's someone who you're worried about something being Zoom bombed and you want it to be controlled and kind of watched, then this is the thing to do.
Absolutely, Stephanie. Those are great points. And a Microsoft Teams live event is set up to have like a few presenters to many in the audience. And like you mentioned, they can be off-campus people, like without a College of Charleston account or with the Charleston account. So that works out really well. And just like you said, you need to know the presenters, and there are producers. Now, you guys produced your own events, right?
Well, we had, IT always asked to be in it, but we did. And that was my next thing I was going to bring up. It is really, really hard if you were the presenter to also be the producer, in terms of, you may set yourself up like that. Like I was in there as a producer, but when we actually did the event, one of our students, she actually was a producer. She was a queen at it. She was our producing queen by the end, and could move us between screens, who was speaking and was popping in PowerPoints, and she had it all flying all over. So it's so super helpful. And I think, as an aside on Zoom, I think it's helpful on those too. But on something like this, it's super helpful to have someone else handling all the changing of screens or watching the chat room and all that. And their voice can still be heard. Jenna would sometimes pop on and say, hey, there's a few good questions in chat. Why don't you check those out?
Oh, that's great. I have never thought about using it like that. So that's really, that's good for me to hear.
I would say having someone, your producer, when you're doing these is, you can do it. I'm not saying you can't. But let's say it's just a really important speaker you're bringing in. It's a big public event. You're using Teams. I think you would be really at a loss if you don't ask someone else to help behind this, and not from the IT side. Jenna wasn't in the background, working on stuff with how it was produced. She was making sure the PowerPoints came up and the record buttons were hit and the chats were, and so that is really important.
Yeah, and I'm sure it is.
Yeah.
So, and you don't necessarily have to have the Q&A session on either, but it's a great way to get a response from the audience because they won't be able to vocalize their
difference.
job.
That is a difference from Zoom. That is different. But again, if you're doing a big public event, and you don't know, you put this out in the world, you don't know who is going to chime in and what is going to be said. And so having that ability to make sure that was a positive experience for everyone was very important to us. And also how quickly the recording we got at the end to be able to put it up. We had it up that night. So
yeah,
because they had to work or whatever.
Absolutely. That's a good thing because when you're using Microsoft Teams as the application to create the live event, you have those resources after the event. You do have to set some of them up ahead of time. So you can't have, say, closed captions if you didn't set that at the time of scheduling. So that's good to know. So one more question and I'll let you go. Would you use live Teams event again?
Definitely we would. We do think it's funny. I think the students like Zoom a little more because they're more comfortable with it and they like to see faces. So we're going to do some chats this summer. We're going to do some on Teams, I think more with the professional staff, and then with our student staff, they want to do it on Zoom. So I think there's also a little bit of a who likes to live in what world.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but I really do think that for a professional, like I keep saying, an event that's going to be very public and very big, that the way you can make sure it's a positive event for everyone, and that you don't have someone just bopping in and saying stuff you don't want said, and you don't want, harm to come to anyone. The Teams is a very safe place to do it in, that produces a really high quality product.
Absolutely. I couldn't have said it better, Stephanie. Thank you. And then of course, there's something new coming up. I want to put a little plug out. Microsoft Teams is going to start a new type of program that's actually a webinar. So nice. That's going to be neat. Looking forward to that. But I really appreciate you popping in and talking with us about Microsoft Teams live events. And thank you, audience, for watching. I hope you enjoyed our Tech Talk Tuesday today. Make sure you follow us on social media. We have a YouTube channel, College of Charleston Information Technology. We have an Instagram and Facebook account, as well as Twitter. So Facebook and Twitter is CFCIT and Instagram is CFC_IT. So again, thanks for watching, everybody, and we'll see you next time on our Tech Talk Tuesday. Have a great day. Bye.